Now, may I come in? I would like to reinforce the point that this is a strange insurgency where the entire Maoist leadership cadres are from the cities of Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal and the others. All the foot soldiers, the cannon fodder are the poor tribals. The tribals are given no command responsibility. In the People's Liberation Guerrilla Army, there is not a single platoon commander, company commander, battalion commander who is a tribal. They are used as foot soldiers. They are exploited. They are used as cannon fodder. They are trying to prevent development from taking place in this area. This is the only insurgency we have seen which has tried to stop the creation of infrastructure, which has blown up schools, which has destroyed bridges.
See, there has to be a deeper interest.
There is no
why, Mr. Raghunath and Sujato Bhadra?
No philosophy left, by the way.
These people who call themselves Maoists.
But the people are cannon fodder both of the state and the Maoists. They are between a rock and the hard place, and they're
they're not of the state.
They are being destroyed by both.
Absolutely not. I disagree.
I'm sorry,
with you.
You cannot equate the two.
They are not cannon fodder.
You cannot equate the two.
Yes.
This is
the
not
people face the terror
I would
of the
like to
security
please
forces.
point out
they face the terror of the Maoists.
Moral
They do not.
equivalent.
I am not a Maoist sympathizer. I am an observer, and I have seen this happen in the areas of erstwhile South Bihar, which is now Jharkhand. Right? These people, there is an absolute vacuum. There is no governance. The state has not been there in the last 50 years. Therefore, you have fundamental groups, whether they are religious fundamentalists
one second. General Bakshi. Mr. Kamath,
how do you expect governance? How do you express governance in a place where 76 CRPF troopers are being shut up?
No, I would like to respond to Mr. Kamath. I would like to respond to Mr. Kamath. He is talking about, caste considerations and all sorts of things. And that is what is playing politics. I will put it the other way. Maoists are fanning this kind of thing. Do you know among the ranks, the people who come from the backward classes or the scheduled castes are not getting any kind of the leadership roles? Why? You are the people who are fanning these groups and creating problem. After all, you are enemies of the state. I would like the government of India, to declare them as enemies of the state.
Who?
They are doing nothing else except that, trying to break down Maoists.
I want to answer to the Swaranjit Singh statement. Mr. Goswami, I want to answer. I want to answer to the statement.
Yes,
Mr.
please
Swaranjit
do answer,
statement.
but please understand one thing. The question today is
one thing,
Mr. Raghunath.
One thing, Goswami.
Mr. Raghunath.
Goswami,
you see,
I want to say one thing that
what is proven is, without doubt, documented evidence of three things. One is of grave atrocities. And I would like to tell you, Mr. Raghunath, you may remember that in 2008, I think the Supreme Court sent an NHRC team to find out about this targeting of innocents. And the NHRC team said it is a great possibility that many of these attacks and atrocities are not perpetrated by Naxalites, but not perpetrated by Salwa Judum, but by Naxalites in the guise of Salwa Judum. You must look back at what the NHRC committee said. One second. Second point, one is of atrocities. Second is of deals with political parties. Mr. Raghunath, you know the Maoists have acted as foot soldiers with political parties. Third, payrolls of corporate houses. You know they are on the payrolls of corporate houses. Fourth is industry of extortion. An absolute industry of extortion, which is worth more than 2,000 crores. That's why I come back to you, Mr. Raghunath. Before you take a very rhetorical position, ask yourself this. Are you really sure you are doing the right thing by making this some pseudo-academic debate? This is a real debate.
It's absolutely
pseudo-academic activist debate.
I'll answer.
It takes away from the reality of the moment, Mr. Raghunath.
How they'll mislead the lower
Mr. Raghunath.
Let me answer.
I'm waiting.
Let me answer. Goswami, National Human Rights Commission has gone for knowing the incidents which had taken place. It's a fact. At the same time, we should also talk about how the Supreme Court has given a directions in Nandini Sundar case, the incidents which the Salwa Judum has taken place. You know, the civil liberties or human rights organizations have been consistently attacked by the police officers or the state. You see, this is not that in this government, even tomorrow if a Maoist party comes into the power, always civil liberties committees will be...
Without taking names, I'd like to ask you just one thing. I'm not taking names. But why is it that some people, allow me to complete. Some people say, thank God, and I have heard that somebody actually said this, that thank God the IPL controversy happened. Because they wanted the attention away from the attack which happened in Chhattisgarh. I am not taking names. I am told some people have actually put forth the argument that thank God the IPL controversy happened and took the attention of the media away from happened in Chhattisgarh. Isn't that ridiculous? Isn't it unacceptable, ridiculous to make that kind of a supercilious, superficial, contrived argument, something as shallow as that? Isn't it shameful that is something that people are actually relieved? Isn't it shameful that some people are so embarrassed about the focus on Chhattisgarh that they'd rather the focus on IPL takes it away? Come on, Mr. Raghunath, face the reality, please.
Yeah,
face the reality.
Yes, I'm talking a reality. Goswami,
you're not even addressing.
Goswami, let me complete. In 2005, Salva Judum started. In 2005, Salva Judum started and nearly about 650 people, tribals were killed and more than 2,000 houses were burned and many thousands of the tribals were taken and kept in concentration camps. But none of them, there was no FIR, not even a postmortem was completed. Swaranjit Singh talked.
How many of them were killed by Maoists? Have you tried to find that out? How many of them were killed by Maoists? Anyone who was
in a democratic
suspected remotely.
The state cannot take the impunity.
How are you blaming the Salva Judum for such numbers?
You see, in a democracy, when 600 people were killed, where is the government? Where is the democracy? Where is the rule of law? Can the police, can the paramilitary forces claim the impunity?
Excuse me, can I come in for a minute?
I think you're...
Can I come in for a minute,
As a rights organization, we never say that the crime should not be registered against the Maoists.
Raghunath, I don't want to raise my voice, Mr. Raghunath.
I am saying that if any incident had taken place, we are not saying that the case cannot be registered.
Understand this, groups that are
anti-development. No FIR.
You know, Arnab, I have a point. Arnab, I have a point here, please.
Mr. Raghunath,
we have been to the fact findings to the Chhattisgarh.
This moral equivalence that is being drawn between the state and the Maoists, between the violence of the state and the violence of the Maoists, this moral equivalence is absolutely repugnant.
Let us see at
the state is trying to defend the people. The state is trying to control this vicious
you won't get any answer to that.
And here you have a moral equivalence between the violence of the Maoists and the operations of the security forces. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. The state has a duty to protect its people. The state is duty-bound to protect the passengers of its trains.
And Sujata
Bhadra,
Goswami, I can tell you one thing.
Try and create a moral equivalence between the two. That is repugnant.
Goswami, today Indian state is talking about the development. I can tell you only one thing today. That you can see today what has happened in your own Times of India. That ICRC has been, the Chhattisgarh government, Raman Singh government said that ICRC to be withdrawn from the Chhattisgarh government. You see, the ICRC, you know very well that is an international organization which is the Red Cross, which is extending a humanitarian grounds. Such organizations were also asked to be go out of the Chhattisgarh. Do you think that this is the way how the
these organizations are playing the subversive agenda?
2 minutes on this debate. I just want to say one thing. Please remember this. Nobody in India will believe today that these people who masquerade as Maoists, who don't know that even Kanu Sanyal said terror campaigns don't solve problems. A single conspiratorial killing cannot be changed. 100 Maoists cannot get on a train and start shooting at innocent passengers. And it was said it would not be done. They are not Robin Hood like do-gooders. They have highly lethal weapons. They have an extortion industry. They are colluding with the Chinese. They are abducting and killing people who work for the people. They are blasting school buildings. Please don't take the cover of an ideology, and I request you, please consider consider the consequences of unthought support.
There is just no ideology left.
That's all.
They have now become like criminals, like
at the larger level. Let us will talk at the larger level, Goswami, and let us will find out. Let us will try to find out a political solution to all these.
Yes, Mr. Kamath, last word.
Should come out to get some solution.
I'll speak at the larger level, certainly.
Let us will talk in that.
But it was promised.
Shock and awe to eradicate the Maoists.
Mr. Kamath, please. Allow Mr. Kamath to come in.
Before the state launches into shock and awe, which it has done, right? It has proved ineffective. I think what is very evident is the absence of human intel. And that absence of human intel is because the state has alienated the very people that it wishes to protect. Now, I think before it begins a strategy or plans a strategy to protect these people, it has to be on the same side as these people.
Okay? Well, I think you make a solid point. I want Maruf to come in.
I fully support the straight strategy, but it is going to be ineffective. It is going to be like Vietnam. It's going to be like Afghanistan. The only thing is that it is within our country. It is our people against our people.
Precisely.
Okay.
I think
so we have to really think this through and think this and calibrate.
So we should not fight such evil.
No, I said, I want Maruf
Mr.
to come
Kamath,
in,
may I just
respond?
Mr. Kamath,
all I am saying is do it smartly.
Mr. Kamath,
calibrate a response when you do it.
Mr. Kamath, we've heard you.
Yes.
Mr. Kamath, we've heard you. Now just let me respond.
Thank you.
The first thing is, India is perhaps the only country in the world in recent history that where we have been able to militarily, not once, but many times over, contain an insurgency without resorting to shock and awe tactics. We have failed to completely solve the problem because the political leadership has failed to come up with initiatives which will address the causes of alienation. Even in the Maoist areas, if we do actually come up with worthwhile good governance initiatives, the problem can be addressed without resorting to shock and awe. And I don't think the Maoists have actually seen the ability of the Indian state to enforce shock and awe because the forces that have been used are poorly led and ill-equipped. And the NGOs, I'll reinforce the point,
not structured for this role.
The political leadership, the NGOs and the political leadership have a lot to answer for. Some of the points have been raised by other respondents in the panel. But the only thing is, we need a comprehensive strategy without alienating our people. But we cannot accept Indian citizens being massacred to further an ideology, period.
I don't think they are furthering an ideology.
Absolutely.
I think they are only furthering their self-interest. They are using the ideology. You know, they generally believe many of these people.
This movement has been thoroughly criminalized.
These people who enter the train with guns and who go on shooting sprees, they know no ideology. They know no ideology. The only ideology they know is of guns and violence. Mr. Raghunath and Sujato Badra wake up to that reality. And I want to ask this question to all our panelists and to all our viewers today. Is it time the pseudo-academic support, which is given blindly to these groups, is thought over once again?
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Comment is unacceptable.
Well, it may be to you, but the question is to our viewers. Thank you very much, Mr. Badra.
It is the truth.